Hello everyone, welcome to an accountant demo of WealthRabbit. I'm Jason Ackerman, one of the founders of WealthRabbit. I'm also a CPA and I own an accounting firm as well. So just a little bit of overview of WealthRabbit. WealthRabbit is a retirement platform. We have started with simple IRAs. So we have built a fully digital simple IRA platform. It's designed with the accountants in mind. One of the main reasons why we set up this program is we have clients at our firm that need simple IRAs and it wasn't easy to set them up. They had to do a lot of paperwork. It's hard to add them on payroll. The investment options weren't good. As the accountant, we didn't have visibility into the contributions. So we've designed it so that it's easy to use for the employer, the employee, and the accountant. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a demo of the software, how it works, how you can set up for your clients, and how you can assign your team members to each client. And then at the very end, I'll show you the pricing and how we do revenue share with you guys. All right, so I just am taking you here to the WealthRabbit.com website. As an accountant or an employer, if you would just go get started now. It'll ask you if you're an employer or an accountant. If you're an accountant and you want to offer this to clients, you would click that. You put it in your email address and you click get started. It'll then go through and ask a series of questions, basically what's the name of your firm, et cetera, et cetera. It takes about 2 minutes. And then we'll set up your actual account. And this is what your accountant account looks like from the control panel. So right now I've got 5 clients in here that are assigned to my firm. And they're through different stages. So we've got some that are active. We've got some that I've completed the onboarding. We've submitted for approval on the back end. So we clear through a custodian called Apex and they have to approve the accounts. And then I've got another one, onboarding in progress, means I've started the onboarding but haven't finished it. I'm gonna show you guys kind of if you're gonna add a client. So if I wanna add a new one, I would just click add client here. It'll basically say add an onboarding client yourself, invite the client to self onboard, or you can assign it to a team member. So if you're gonna do it all yourself, you do this. If you want the client to actually do it, you just wanna kind of set it up, or you can have one of your team members do it. I'm actually gonna go back because I've already started one of these. And this is basically what it's gonna ask you to do. So it's gonna ask for the legal name of the business, the EIN, the client's email, phone number, start date, all stuff that you probably already have as a CPA. It's gonna ask a few other questions that we have to legally ask in order to set up a custodial account. So a legal entity identifier, if you don't know what that is, we've created a little eye icon. Basically, none of your clients will have that. There's a couple things that you might not have that you should ask the owners to bring to you. One is a driver's license. So we don't actually need a copy of the driver's license, but we need the driver's license number. So we have to add that in there. This is just something I did. If you have more than one owner, you add multiple owners here. The authorized signer, negative news. That's more if they're a family member or someone who works at a financial institution. Now we get into the simple IRA actual plan. So a simple IRA, for those of you that don't know, it's a retirement plan for 100 or fewer employees. And it's simple. So you can basically, you can have a 2%, which you would do 2% match, which you would do to all employees, whether they contribute or not, or you do a 3% match if they contribute. Kind of similar to a 401k. If you're familiar, 401ks are 3 and 4%. And this is basically asking the questions. It goes through very detailed questions. So the first one is, are they eligible? Do you want all your employees eligible right away? With a simple, you can only exclude people if you think they're going to make less than $5,000 a year. So there's not really that much of an exclusion. We always recommend that because you might want like a 90-day waiting period to make sure that they're actually going to work out as an employee before you offer them a simple. So that's what we normally do here. We've done that, $5,000. We're not going to exclude any employees. that are part of a collective bargaining agreement. Almost none of your customers will have that. You do the plan name. We have to have a plan name. We default what that is. The effective date, it has to be a calendar year plan. So it's going to be 1/1 of either 24, 25, 26, etc. If the customer is moving from another Simple, we'll ask them to upload their old 5305, which is their adoption agreement for the Simple, just to make sure that they're not changing anything. We want to make sure they're in compliance. And then we ask for the number of participants just to make sure they're going to be less than 100. We don't want someone to sign up and they have 105 and then they're not in legal compliance. Next step is just asking if they want to allow their employees to change their deferrals. So you can change it monthly, quarterly, or only during the election period. We recommend the monthly. And then we also ask if they stop contributing, are we going to allow them to start in the same year? And we recommend doing that too. So this is where you pick if you want to do 3% or 2%. Almost always we recommend the 3%. I've probably deal with 100 Simples and I have one that does a 2% non-elective contribution. So the 3%, because this forces the employees to have a little skin in the game. Like, you don't want to just give them free money. So if they do 3%, you match 3%. Then it'll ask them to link the bank account. We use Plaid. That's a pretty simple thing. This is the other thing that you might not have. So along with that driver's license, we have to upload the articles of organization for the business. If they don't have that readily, you can go to the Secretary of State website to get that. We kind of put that here. You guys as CPAs will probably know how to do that. The employers might not know how to do that, so you might have to request that beforehand. Those are really the only two documents you probably won't have. Then this is because they have another Simple. We ask them to upload that old 5305 agreement, which again, that's to protect them, to make sure we're setting it up right. You can't change mid-year if you're going from a 3% to 2%. You can do that once, for the next calendar year. So we just want to make sure it's set up exactly how their old Simple was set up. Once we've uploaded the documents, then we send the agreements to the owner to sign. As the accountant, you shouldn't be signing the documents. The owner should. So we make it very easy. Click a little button. They get everything digitally signed. It takes them about 2 minutes. And then after that, it goes to they get an email that says, hey, we're onboarding you on the back end. We're just verifying their information. It takes about 24 hours. And then once we approve them on the back end, then they're able to make a contribution and add the employees. So I'm going to go and show you that stage here. So we will have a direct connection with payrolls coming. That'll be around in about a month. And I'll show you the pricing on that in a second. And once you have the direct integration, that'll actually automatically invite the employees. But let's just say for this instance, we want to invite employees. Literally just click invite employees. Oh, I gotta add employees, sorry. And you just put their first, last name, and their email address. Then that'll send them an email for them to onboard themselves. You can see the status right here of who's onboarded, who hasn't onboarded, whose invite is sent, etc. And when you're first doing this, you got to monitor and see who hasn't signed up. Once all the employees are onboarded, then you're ready to run a contribution. You can set up the contribution cycle, this would just be setting it up for the payroll frequency of what you want to do. I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to do an off cycle to just show you guys how it works. Make it so that you can add the contributions in two ways. You can put in their gross pay, and then it'll calculate the amount automatically, or you can put in their actual contributions that were done from payroll. If your client runs payroll themselves, you can do this. Most of the time, you're going to use the contribution method. And You literally go in, you type in how much their employer portion was, how much the employee portion was. And that screen just gives you a summary so you can review it, make sure it's right. Then you sign it. There we go. Now let's just say that I messed up and I wanted to, I needed to do more people on here. I can go in and I can cancel this. We gotta change this wording a little bit. It should say cancel instead of discard. We're using the Queen's English here. So we want to make it easy. Like, the idea is you make a mistake, it's okay. We could have gone in there instead of discarding, editing, it would have saved all the numbers and you just change one number that you messed up on. So we want to make it super, super easy. The control panel will show your clients. It'll also show the total assets under management and the active clients. And you can see the total onboarding. Now, to give your team members access, you go to the team here and you invite them. And we have different roles you can have. So I've made all of my people co-admins, but you can have them different levels. We have the access levels here. Co-admin, business manager, people manager. So if you have somebody in your office that you just want them to do contributions, you can do that. If you just want someone to onboard people. So we try to give them everything. And we also have a viewer so they can just see reports. Then under the clients, we have two different types of access. So the team access, this is for your team members. You can easily add teams, add your members here. You can assign them, not assign them. For the clients, this is where you can invite them. So if they're not a team member, but you want to have some external party also having access, you add them here. It's the same way, name, email, address. And this is where you can give them different access levels as well. And it's that easy. So basically you can manage all your simples from one account. All right, that's the basic overview of everything. I wanted to show you guys too the pricing. It starts at $29 a month plus $4 for employee per month. The payroll integration is going to be $70 a month. Full service, this will basically mean this would kind of be what you guys are doing, but you would set it up, you explain to the employees what a simple IRA is, and we can definitely do this for your clients too if you want us to get involved. Now our revenue share. This is our revenue share for accountants. And basically if you have up to 10 clients, we're gonna give you 5%, 11 to 25, 10%, 26, 50, 15, 50 plus, 20%. And we have all these, our different names. Bunny, Ruby, Alfie, and Thumber. Basically, the more customers you add on here, the more revenue share you'll be able to get. We're also, it's not quite built into the function yet, but for each client, you'll be able to choose if you want to take the revenue share, if you want to give this discount to the client, or if you want to pay for the client with the revenue share, and then you can upcharge them directly with whatever you want to charge for managing a simple. So we really want to make it so that it is as customizable for you as possible. That's basically it. That's the overview. Again, we want to make it simple. We want to make it easy for you to use. Our goal, this was designed by partially me as a CPA. I want this for my clients. I've already added a bunch of clients on here because I was managing simples at other places and it was very difficult. Please send feedback if you have any feedback. If you want to see something else, we want you guys to be happy with the product. That's the key.